Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today we are going to be talking Go Wild. So, I am recording a video flipping through my Go Wild planner from last year, Go Wild Dallas 2024. My husband actually just asked me today if we were going to be going to Go Wild, and so I wanted to jump in here and take a look at this, review all of the memories, and get all the good vibes from last year so that way we can make the final decision for whether we're going or not. So, I am going to flip through it. I'm still a little bit sick. If you watched yesterday's daily plan with me, you'll know I'm still a little bit under the weather. I feel like I'm almost in recovery, but I just still sound a little bit bad. I don't know. Whenever I get like allergy issues and like the congestion comes in, I'm like all nasally. It sounds really gross, but I am still working, still doing things. So anyway, I'm going to flip through this planner. Right now it is set up just like you see with this rainbow cover. It is on metal classic size discs, so not expanders, but it is like super bulky at this point just because I tried to stuff everything in here. I am not going to like go in detail with like all of the different like stickers and like you'll see this, but like there's tons of envelopes and different areas where I could pull things out, but I did record, I'm pretty sure I did at least, a swag video, so I will link that in the description, the one that I recorded last year right after Go Wild, so that way you can see that. This video is going to be focused more so on like the planner pages that are in here. I'll at least in like short, like as quickly as possible show you or like talk about the swag, but I don't want to pull everything out just because I feel like if I pulled it out we could be here for forever. So let's get into this. I do have a video, I'm pretty sure one at least video where I set up this planner, so I'll link those videos as well with the setup. This is the, I guess, like the final product. It is definitely not complete, and so that's one thing that as I'm going through this, I'm pretty sure there'll be things that I need to blur out, just because I have emails and things like that. I'm already pretty sure I have, so I'll have to blur those out, but also I know that there are pages that are going to be empty, so we'll just take a look and see what all is in here. So I did decide, when we decided to Go Wild last year in Dallas, I decided to pull out basically a planner that I had in my stash. So this is the planner cover page, the hello page. From that, you can see the planner was from 2023, 2024. It had a very like bright like color vibe with the stripes, so I really like that. That's why I decided to use it. And I didn't use any of the beginning pages here, so we'll just kind of flip through just to show you that I didn't use any of that, and so that was just the beginning pages. I did take the dividers from that planner and converted them by adding labels to the tabs, and so this first one is Go Wild, and so again I really just like the vibe of this planner. It was super cute and just vibrant and colorful. I loved it, and so this was the March planner. I did decide to move March here. I was thinking that I could use this monthly calendar for March, and then the conference was in April, but I ended up not using it at all, so that's an empty one, right? And then, right, I will be able to show you this one. These are the I guess like the emails that I received. I used to be a Go Wild Wild University member, and so I got pre-sale access essentially, and so this was just that. Another email here with the Go Wild kickoff parties. I'm realizing they didn't do kickoff parties this year, so that's something that was missing this year. Okay, so we're gonna flip to this next page, and I'm just trying to, like, I feel like in this beginning section there were lots of stuff coming out from like Go Wild for Planners, the company, and so I think there's some things in here that I have to kind of like blur out. Okay, so I did decide last year when they released all of the speakers that I would just list them like this. I did print it out from the stories because I thought it would fit better with like the vertical boxes here, and then of course my favorite announcement was Martha Stewart. Right, that was like early in 2024, so like in January. Okay, and then this was when they had a couple of additional announcements like a week later, and then there were a couple of newbie Zooms that I ended up not being able to go to. right? And then I'm realizing, okay, like right here, I have to blur this out. There's like, let me see what it is. It's definitely an email, and I can see my email through there. Right, so I'm gonna have to blur that out. Let me see what it is though. Alright, it looks like volunteer application. So I did print that out so that way I can put my volunteer application in here as well. I was not a volunteer last year, but I did apply. And then this was the Go Wild box. And so this is what the inside looked like. The outside of it looked like this. I basically just took photos of the box and just put everything that came in the box in here. So I got a pink pen. There was the exclusive pin that was in the box, sticker party, there was a friendship bracelet, you know, super cute. The badge for the conference was also in there. There were some stickers, the sticker party, the backing for the pin was in there. So I, of course, used this badge for the conference, and then I stuck it in here after the fact, right? Live Love Posh also was included in the badge box, so there is like a couple of, I'm assuming, stickers and some other things. Again, I'm trying not to flip through everything. Pip stickers also in that badge box, so they had a couple of stickers in there. Post Secret had a card, again the Pip stickers thing, and there was also a sheet, this is super cute, of Dallas stickers, which I ended up not using. I just saved it, you know, completely intact like that. And then there was also, I will show this one, this was the badge box card. So this was, you know, the first thing you saw when you opened it up. It had the itinerary, right, and everything else was in there too, all the goodies and stuff like that, but you know, I did at least want to show you that one. Okay, and then the last thing, I think, yeah, okay, is the itinerary. So Go Wild did release on their website, maybe through email, something like that, the itinerary for the conference, and so I did print that out, a 2 classic size, so that way I could have it here. Okay, let's move into this next section then, which you can see here is calendar. So this calendar section I think is going to be pretty straightforward. I mentioned already, like, I had March, but then I did actually try to decorate April, ended up not using this. So definitely if I did go to Go Wild this year, I don't think I would use the monthly pages. So I just didn't use it. I did decorate it though. And then I of course had the weekly pages for all of April, but you can see I did not use it at all. This is like super full. Same thing here for the actual week of the conference. I did decorate it. It's super cute actually, and I put day 1, day 2, day 3, but I didn't actually use this at all. And then same thing for the week after, right? So I really don't need the monthly or the weekly for the conference, you know, so that definitely could be something that I delete from future iterations of Go Wild Journal, right? This third section is travel info. Now, one thing I do know is that I made 2 big purchases. Well, 2 purchases. I purchased the Lights Planner Action bundle, so that way I had like, it was the 3 bundle set. So I had the before, during, and after. So planning, the notes, and the during, I can't remember what it's called, Wild Days, I think, and then the memory keeping. So those pieces are scattered throughout. I didn't use them, so that's pretty much what we'll take a look at here. So you can see here I did color some of this. I think it looks really cute. I tried to get colored pencils that were in the same color scheme as last year's conference for Dallas, right? And so I printed out my ticket and just put it here, super cute. These stickers, the other purchase that I made before the conference was Live Love Posh's sticker book, and so this came from that sticker book. I also had some washi that I thought matched really well with it, but these all came from Live Love Posh. This was the ticket, email, Lights Planner Action, right? And I did some coloring, added some stickers. I did put my hotel information here. We ended up driving, so even though I had this travel plans here and was planning to just, you know, jot some of the pit stops that we made, I didn't do that at all, and I didn't need airport transportation since we drove. Now here I did do some coloring. I think actually Sophia did this coloring. That's not my style of coloring. Yeah, and so it says, actually, yeah, it's her handwriting. It says Go Wild Dallas 2024. I wrote this these notes here, but then she did the coloring, and she must have done that too. She did the coloring over here as well, right? So it's a family affair. Right, and then here I did decide, again, we drove, and also we decided to take the time to see family. So it was my family and I, we stayed together in our room, and we stayed at the Sheraton, which was not the hotel for the conference. And so we had the chance to go see family before the conference, during the conference, and so it was just a lot of fun. But having my girls with me, that was a lot of fun too. So I just thought it was fun because they were my roomies for the trip. They weren't, they didn't go to the conference, but they definitely were in my hotel room. So I decided to add that. Definitely could have filled it out a lot more. And then my husband was there too, but he didn't get a page. All right, then packing is the fourth one. I did decide to do, looks like a washi dashboard thing here, and then I added a sticker from Live Love Posh. Right, this is from Lights Planner Action. All right, let's see what I filled out here. Okay, I did one thing. All right, so I filled out two of my outfit planners. So the first thing is, like, I had this bag. It's kind of hard to see, I think, but it's this backpack that's an like a pin bag, and I didn't use that for the conference. So inside there, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the badge box card, the welcome card, and of course I have my badge in there as well. And then I did make shirts for me, Sophia, and Rose, and it says classic, mini, and micro, and I thought that was super cute for, like, happy planner, classic, mini, and micro. I thought that was cute. I was gonna make my husband a big shirt, but again, he doesn't participate in these types of things. And then I was going to start with some journaling here. I printed out this photo. It's a black and white image from a thermal printer that I purchased for Go Wild, and this is like the stack of stuff that I had been just saving in my house for just putting together my luggage for Go Wild, and like bags and table mate gifts and things like that. And so Rose is here helping me move it, but then I ended up not journaling. I just have the picture in there. So yeah, definitely, like I said, it's not like complete, but it's also next year already, so it's just not going to be complete at this point. Right, this next section is budget, and the one thing that I purchased, well, two things I purchased, Lights Planner Action and the Live Love Posh sticker book. I ended up otherwise only paying for the conference ticket. My husband helped me with expenses traveling there, and I didn't purchase anything while on site, so I didn't do any of the vendors on site. So yeah, the only thing I put in here for budget then is the Live Love Posh card from when I purchased the sticker book for Go Wild Dallas, and then I again have the pages from Lights Planner Action, but I didn't actually use it, so again those are empty. Right, then bucket list is the next one. I love this divider, so cute. Alright, I definitely can go in here and cover this up too, but again, Lights Planner Action, I didn't do anything with some of these, but I thought it was super cute. It has places to go, llamas to see, but you can see those are empty. And then there's only one here with food to eat, and the only thing that we saw was Hurtado barbecue. I actually ended up going to eat there, and so I put it on here that we ate there. Like I ate there, wrote it on a list just to check it off, kind of deal. Right, but otherwise it's like an empty section, so definitely I could go back in here and fill this out a lot more, update it a little bit for like a new trip and just use it. This was my prep list. With me using the Lights Planner Action, the order of it was a little bit different from how I would do it. Like if I were like creating my own pages, I would just put them in order, but because the order is already dictated by how Bess had put them, I created this list just to know when I worked on specific pages. So that's kind of what that is. And again, from Lights Planner Action. Alright, I'm realizing I didn't label this, so I don't know what this is. Right, it says Wild Days, so I think this is the beginning of the memory keeping, or like the actual journaling during the conference. So this photo is my girls and my niece at Buc-ee's, in front of the Buc-ee's beaver statue, so super cute. Again, I was saving all this for journaling, but I didn't. Right, I did purchase new luggage, not specifically for Go Wild, but I did want to buy new luggage, and so it was the first time I had used the luggage, so I wanted to take a picture of it in the hotel room. Right, and then again, this is from Lights Planner Action. Right, this is actually super cute. All right, it's been a very long time since I looked at this, so look how cute this is. Okay, I did a great job decorating. Look, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so I did actually use this, all right? So I'm already noticing I didn't use the monthly, I didn't use the weekly, but I did use these dailies. So definitely I'm a huge fan of journaling and taking notes while I'm at conference, and so obviously this I'm making use of quite a bit. So that's really nice to see that. All right. Oh, and then I say that and it's like completely empty. Okay, I gave myself too much credit. Okay, but I did write down like the schedule and the things from the app, from the itinerary, the schedule of like people coming to I think these were the meet and greets, all of the planner meetups that were scheduled on the app. And this page, I don't know why I didn't decorate it. Like I decorated the others, but this one's completely empty. Yeah, so I don't know. Probably meant to do something in there, but I don't remember now. All right, see, I decorated here. All right, so this is Martha Stewart. I took just a few notes, and I'm trying to remember from last year. I basically took this with me to Go Wild, and during each session, I just took notes, right? So I was writing live. This is like me just taking notes right in the moment. So that's what it looked like. All right, the next one. Okay, I think under the desk news, V was the very last speaker. So this is definitely out of order. Martha was definitely not first either. So yeah, it must be just in random order. So V here, I just took a couple of notes. I actually ended up having to leave. I remember during V's talk because my kids were waiting outside. They really wanted to like come see me because this was, I think, the second day. And so it was just a very long day. And they were just like, where's mom? Where's mom? So they came and hung out with me in the hotel, like, concourse area. All right, Amanda Rach Lee, she asked us to draw Fredberg, which is a frog, and one of her big messages was just keep doodling. At the beginning, it's very ugly, but it will be beautiful. At the end is basically what she's saying. I did use some stickers here, super cute. All right, and then Frank Warren from Post Secret really talked a lot about the power of like sharing secrets, right? And one of his big things was shame is a liar. I love that. All right, again, I won't flip through this whole envelope, but Amber from Damask Love actually had a collaboration with Altanu, right? Altanu and Damask Love. And so they did a workshop. Well, actually, Amber did the workshop with the tools that Altanu provided. So there were stamps, there was scrapbook paper, there was all of these die cut pieces, chipboard. I also had, of course, my stickers, and you were supposed to write a letter to your future self. I actually ended up not doing that, but all that stuff is in here for me to do, and I really, again, just took notes. Right, then here, this one is Irene and Jerica, Simply Gilded and Jerica Plans. They actually did a Wild for Washi art, or like a washi art thing. I didn't include here the Simply Gilded washi, but we did get like a whole like bundle of like washi from Simply Gilded. Then we ended up like with several different types of photos or like artwork. This is just the one that I pulled, and again, I didn't do it. I was mostly just taking notes. For this session, I didn't take as many notes, but I was really listening and trying to absorb and actually really watching Jerica do it. She was like really amazing at that. I remember that distinctly. She was just like talking and laying, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it looks beautiful, right? Going here, this was, I think, the founders panel, creators panel, something like that. But it was several women who created their own companies, founded their own companies, and they talked about like what the business side of things was like. And so there were lots of questions from the audience and from the moderator. So I just took the questions and wrote a lot of the answers that they had there. All right, VJ was amazing. She just had like such a presence to her. I remember her presentation being like the one that I just loved, right? She had this like to-do list that was either on the table or they passed it out while she was speaking. Glued that in there just to have that in there. Also decorated with some Live Love Posh stickers, but I really just loved her entire vibe and presentation. Bonnie also had an amazing speech. She talked a lot about mental wellness through creativity, just like I put here, but it was part like her personal testimony, but also like how do you journal. So she actually had like a book. It was kind of like an accordion book. I ended up not doing the accordion book. I still have it somewhere in my planner stash, but there were bits and pieces of like several Archer and Olive kits, like sampler kits in there, and so I pulled those bits and put them in here while she was walking through. It was kind of like speech presentation / workshop, so it was a blend of two things. Okay, so, right, this is Bess, likes planner action. She did, okay, I'm trying to remember now. I don't know what this is. What is this? Okay, so this is not Bess. So I don't know why it's with Bess, but these were when mild liners. I can't remember who did the presentation, but there was a presentation for these new mild liners where there's two colors, and they basically do the thin mark and the thick mark at the same time. And so you don't have to like double marker. You just use the single marker and it just does it for you. I can't remember who presented that, but it was definitely like a mild liner presentation, right? But Bess did do this one. It was like Wild Memories. This is what she had us kind of work on. I didn't fill it out completely, of course, but it's like during the time that we were there, I did lay some stickers down. She had some I think like Planner Anonymous. I think that's correct. And so, you know, there were some other things in here, and I just worked on it while she was speaking. She had such energy too. I love that. Right. Kristen from Christian Designs did Planner Feud, and I wrote the planner questions, the Planner Feud questions here, and like what the top response is. So I thought that was super cute. The paper was actually from something that was in her sampler bag, or like her swag bag as well. Right, and then these pages, I ended up not filling them out. I see that is, you know, wasted space. I really should have filled that out. But then here's Wild Reflections, and then Plan Hard, some stuff from Light's Planner Action. Again, I didn't really use it, but I did, from what I can tell, I did use the speaker pages, and I definitely made total use of the like daily itinerary. So definitely those are things, you know, if I'm looking to purchase something, that would definitely be it. Right, again, I didn't label this. All right, this must be, all right, it looks like contacts. All right, so this whole section is contacts. I ended up just putting an envelope here from Happy Planner and just sticking all of my TableMate information, like that's from day 1, that's from day 2, and then in all the contact cards, samplers, swag, swaps, all of those things I just stuck in here. Not all of it, some of it. You know, it's going to be like completely full if I put all of it in there. So that's just a sample of my contacts. This section, again, I didn't label it. It looks maybe like swag. Okay, so this was the initial card, like in the welcome bag that we received at registration. So it came from Christian Designs. Yeah, I feel like there was some other stuff in there, but I don't remember what it is now. Oh, I remember this. Okay, so Heather from Plan had our very first like room drop, or I don't know if it was the very first, but it was the first one I got. And so she had a self-care planner in there, and so that's that. This envelope, all right, it looks like all the stuff from the table sponsors. So day 1 was table sponsors, or sponsored tables, and so I sat at Danielle's table, and let's see if I can show this to you. So her table was like full of stuff. There was like this glass cup with a metal straw, which I still use to this day. There was like a card organizer. I don't know what this was, like a roll of like stickers, I think. There were 3 notepads. There was like a little doodle notebook. There was her card, of course. There was this bag, a pillow down here. There was this bag that's like a pencil pouch. There were a bunch of stickers in there. And then right here, I don't know if you can see that, but there was a voucher for a free planner. I ended up actually getting that after the conference. I got on her website and ordered that. There's also like a couple of like vinyl stickers, things like that. Also my coffee cup. All right, I also put in here Cloth and Paper's napkin from their energy breaks. They did sponsor, I think, 1, 2. I can't remember how many they sponsored, but like the energy breaks were amazing. Right, this is a Hello Kitty card. Oh, okay, it says right here, Pipsticks, right? So, okay, I seem to remember Mo from Pipsticks was talking about how she was able to kind of pivot and grow her company after like scoring this amazing collaboration with Hello Kitty, and this was part of the swag drop during, or like right after the founders, all the founding women spoke. That was part of that drop. Right, this is Life Planner Sampler Pack. So from Erin Condren, they actually did like a planner challenge where they had several people who came up and just decorated planners using just stuff they were able to pull. I can't remember exactly how they did it, but like, you know, they got a few minutes just to pull some stuff. But in the meantime, they had this drop where we got a sampler pack and we were able to kind of play along in the sense of like pick a layout, decorate it, and make it pretty. I thought I put it in here, but I decorated one of the layouts with, again, just Live Love Posh stickers because I was carrying the sticker book around with me at that time. I also got this. It says stickers by Planning with Kay. I seem to remember she actually got on stage and spoke for a few minutes, so there were several vendors who were like given that opportunity. Either they had a video that was just shown between or like right after a session ended, between like during breaks, but she actually, I think, got on stage and just talked about it. I did print this out. It's really hard to see because it's in black and white, but like here's a picture of Sophia being super happy with that the self-care drop, the planner from Kello Plan, and then this is the picture from Callie Danielle. This is me with the pillow. There's some contact cards and swaps that I got. These are from the mild liners, and it's really hard to see this one, but I was showing that there's a blend of 2 different colors with the mild liners. And again, just a sample of swaps, because obviously this is not all the swag that I got. I meant to say swag, not swaps, right? And then getting close to the end, I think. Happy Planner did sponsor the very last event, which is Plan Jamma, which was amazing, by the way, you guys. They did bring the confetti carpet over to Texas Live where they had the event. So there were cocktail napkins. They also had this other cocktail napkin with different colors, and so I saved all that together for Plan Jamma. Right, and then I have this divider. There's nothing behind there. Okay. All right, so you know, it was actually kind of fun to look through that. Like, for me, the memories here are amazing. I actually do want to go, you know, and I just enjoy conferencing. Let me just say that. I enjoy conferencing. I'm a nerd in that way. I like learning. Learning about planners, even more amazing, right? It combines 2 things that I love: learning and planners. So I did want to flip through this though, because you know it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. Actually, it was sitting neglected for a while, and so because my husband asked me about it, I did go in and, you know, try to add some things in here, but now it's getting too full for me to add anything. So I actually probably need to clean it out and make a decision, because if I'm going to Indy, I need to clean it out and get it ready for Indianapolis. So yeah, that'll be a decision in the next week or 2. I think I have to decide at this point, because it is already April and the conference is right around the corner. So in the meantime though, I hope you enjoyed this flip through. Again, it's not complete, but you know, it shows you what I was able to accomplish. Most of this, I would say 95% of it, I did it basically within the week of the conference, like either at the conference or immediately following the conference. And then about 5% of it I did just right before this video. I just added in a couple of pieces that I just had lying around. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that piece, right? So I just stuck it in here, but now I'm gonna take it back out because it's just a little bit too full. I got a little bit overzealous with putting it in here, but it was fun. It was fun to look through it. I really enjoyed the conference and I enjoyed looking through this. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.